Hello everyone, welcome to an intimate note to the Sincere Seeker series. Knowledge sheet number 56, God is a thorough businessman. The choice is never between pleasure and pain. Obviously, if there is a choice between pleasure and pain, you want to choose pleasure. And the choice is between what? It is between pleasure and bliss. Pleasure is accessible. It is guaranteed. You eat a gulab jamun, you don't get the taste of it after 10 days. Then and there, it is very tangible. And you have experienced it many times. So, it is very difficult to give up something so tangible and so guaranteed. Whereas bliss is not yet experienced. You just get glimpses of it here and there. But we are not totally... See, once you are totally experienced the bliss, then why would you go for pleasure? It is 1,000 times more than the pleasure. So the choice is between pleasure and bliss. So how to choose the latter? The divine has given you all the small pleasures in the world. But to get the highest bliss, you have to go to Him and Him alone. Don't be too smart with the divine. Most of your prayers and rituals are just attempts to trick the divine. You try to give the least and get the maximum, and He knows. He is an astute businessman. He will trick you even more. If you sweep something under the carpet, He will sweep something under the floor. See, because all our prayers and pujas and everything are always, there is something that I want. And how am I trying to get it? By giving the minimum and trying to get the maximum. But the problem here is this is never going to work. You cannot outsmart the divine because He's a astute businessman. He will trick you even more. You know, we always think that why not have, I should have both. You're so greedy, you know. Once one of our art of living teachers was in the ashram and it was somewhere in Canada, I think so, not in India. And he was an Indian teacher, so he wanted to eat something very tasty, something sugary, because he was finding it difficult to just have that bland food with not so many spices and all. So there was a birthday party, and that evening the satsang, there was someone's birthday, and there was a huge chocolate cake, and this guy was singing the satsang, so he could not drop the mic and run after the cake. And his mind was like, okay, the cake was going away and it was getting distributed in the crowd, and Gurudev goes back to his room. So now the mind tricks you, like he hesitated for a moment, like should I just take a piece of cake and then follow Gurudev to his room, or should I directly go to Gurudev? But luckily he just went straight to Gurudev. He didn't go and take the cake, because the mind tells us why not do both? Why not have both? I will have the cake also and I will get the bliss also. So he went to Gurudev's room and Gurudev was sitting, but he had given up the cake. Then what happened? Somebody knocked the door and said, it's a cake for you. So he said, okay. And then Gurudev looked at the cake, looked at him. The second time again somebody came, cake for you. So the three people came who had very, had been very considerate and had kept the cake for him. Then Gurudev looked at the cake, looked at him and said, so you hesitated for a moment, right? And said, if you follow me, all the cakes in the world will follow you. So, God is a thorough businessman. If you try to go for the cake and run after the cake, you sometimes don't get anything. But if you know that if I follow the highest, all the cakes in the world will follow me. I will not have to run after anything. Be sincere. Do not try to outsmart the divine. Once you become blissful, then everything else is joyful. All the cakes in the world will follow you. Without bliss, no joy in the world will stay. Oh, so beautiful. All the joy in the world is kshanik, temporary, transient. Just comes and goes. It gives you a little joy, it gives you a little small glimpse of bliss, and then gives you loads of misery. It makes you tired. pulls down your prana shakti. So without bliss, no joy in the world will stay. Jai Gurudev. See you in the next knowledge sheet, which is about surrender and responsibility.